You know what they say. The best way to predict the future is to create it.
So call a few people on the same vibe who will look to support you in this thing we call life.
So then I thought,
Let's level up the cast on NFL Conversation.
introducing The Crew.
It's your mans, Josh, Norm.
Welcome to the show.
Morris Chestnut here. It's about that time.
This is Brian Urlacher. No introduction needed.
Yo, what up, baby? It's Derek Augustine.
You guys need me to suit up?
Good to see you, man. Your dog all right? Is your dog all right? Swaggy.
We signed the Heisman Trophy winner. We drafted him, Devontae Smith.
You know him?
Yeah, I know him.
Okay, you know him. Okay, cool. I was just checking. You know,
I told him, hey, he's probably gonna get hurt. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Just get ready for it.
What up, it's your girl, Josina Anderson, and it is time to get started. Well, welcome to the premiere episode of The Crew. I am going to be joined by the guys in a second, but first, I wanted to let you know that we are going to be streaming 2 times a week, Sunday live after the 4:25 p.m. game at 7:30 p.m. Easternish, and then also on Tuesdays at 8:30. You can also find us on USA Today's streaming app channel. Just go to your TV and download the USA Today app, and also on www.thecrewshow.com. So before we go to our introductions, we want to give a quick shout out to one of our co-hosts, 49ers cornerback Josh Norman, who was not able to join us tonight on the debut after being hospitalized following the Sunday night football game. I have been in contact with him. We know that he is on the mend, so he will be joining us on Tuesdays live on The Crew. But now it is time for the crew call with the guys who are here. All right, so now we got the boys in the room for this crew call. One of them we're really interested in talking to for a hot sec. Of course, that is your boy, actor Morris Chestnut, our resident Philadelphia Eagles fan. Morris?
That's right.
We're going to get to that,
right.
but just, let the folks know who you are real quick. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm Morris Chestnut, the resident Philadelphia Eagle fan. And we're in the house. We're ready for all the smoke.
Okay, and that, because it's coming. Plenty of it. And then, of course, who doesn't need an introduction, our resident Hall of Famer, Brian Urlacher. What's up, Brian?
What's going on? Happy to be here. Looking forward to talking to y'all.
Of course. And of course, we got Derek Augustine, an actor. You've seen him play Muhammad Ali on Godfather of Harlem on Epics with Forrest Whitaker and Vincent D'Onofrio. Derek Augustine, what is up, our resident Saints fan?
What's that with your baby? You hear me? That's my New Orleans accent. You hear me?
Okay. Well, make sure you show all of that, and you can make it come out when we get to these crew headlines, because the first thing we're going to get to is this 41-21 victory, that is, by the Dallas Cowboys. And, of course, we're going straight to Morris Chestnut, because the first thing we just got to ask you is, what do you have to say for yourself and your team?
That's right. So since this is the very first show, let me just pretty much let everybody know what I'm about. So I'm just a huge fan. I'm a huge NFL fan. Before I loved girls, I was in love with football. I played Pop Warner. So I'm just a football fan, all right? Now, I'm not a Hall of Famer like Brian. I wasn't even I was barely all pro on my high school team. But I'm a fan, and as a Philadelphia Eagle fan, we lost last night. I don't know if anybody heard, but we lost. We lost.
Derek, are we letting him off easy? I mean, because he had a whole bunch to say, barely disfigured.
Listen, because he was talking smack with my Saints, but now y'all lost by 20 points. It was just horrible, man.
We did.
Your quarterback was running everywhere. Defense was great, and then they just shut down because the offense couldn't just stay on the field. They stayed off the field. So let's talk about it. Right. Yeah.
Right. So I will tell you this. I will tell all of you guys this. My favorite color is burgundy, But right now, I'm looking for silver because the silver lining in all of this stuff right here.
Oh my God, that
is
was
that
so
it's
weak.
a
That was so
marathon.
weak.
It's a marathon and it's not a sprint. You know, we still have a lot of games to go. And quite frankly, an L's an L. Yeah, it didn't look good, but hey, we're in the business of W's and L's. And right now, we're supposed to lose that game. You know, you're not really supposed to go into a team that's favorite in their house, first home game of the season, and win. So we're just gonna have to just, learn from it. We're gonna study the tape. I'm waiting for them to send me my copy because I'm a part of the team.
You're not supposed to go in there and win.
I'm waiting for them to send my copy, and we're gonna study the tape.
Go ahead, Brian.
You're not supposed to win. So why go play then? Why not just chalk up the L and save your energy? Save that fly, save some money.
No, because
man.
That's why we played the game, because there's a
is right,
chance that
Coach
we could
Edwards.
win.
That's
But all
why
I'm
we
saying
played
is, look, Brian, as long as we go, if we go 500 on the road and, we can win our home games, then I think we'll be all right.
As long as you don't play Dallas anytime soon again, you should be all right. Dallas
just keep Dallas out your home. Y'all going to be good.
And
Or
Orleans,
a team
right,
with a great defense. Yeah, New Orleans, which has a great defensive line, which will blow through y'all little offensive line. And get your
Wow,
quarterback.
I never thought that I would hear the day of a current New Orleans fan talk about the defense and not the offense. But I understand we are in the world. Where we are in the world today.
Well, Morris, what you're not understanding is we're missing key offensive weapons.
Oh,
Michael Thomas, Traquan Smith, our center is out.
Drew Brees
got hurt. So
you know what?
Drew Brees, we got a new quarterback. So of course our defense is gonna have to carry our team for a while. So
I have a news flash for you.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I have a news flash for you.
Yeah.
Football is a contact sport. We're not playing badminton. You're gonna have injuries. So I don't even want to hear all that. I don't want to hear about if we didn't have this. Everybody's missing somebody. Okay? So you just got to deal with what you have.
Well, Brian, I want to ask you this real. Go ahead. Hold on, Brian. I want to get Brian in here. Let me ask you something real quick, because I know you spent your entire career with the Bears, but you did go through 2 different head coaches. So I don't know if this helps Morris out a little bit, but maybe can you explain how difficult it is to make that transition as the Philadelphia Eagles are, having a new head coach, Nick Sirianni, and didn't call plays before in Indy and some other things like that. But how hard is that, Brian?
I mean, it's just new schemes. I know I saw last night they have a new offensive coordinator, a new D coordinator, a new head coach. So that can be difficult learning new schemes and terminology. But for me, it was great. Lovey came in. We loved the system, so it worked out good for our team. We got immediately better on defense, so it's a good situation for me. So I can't really, I don't really feel what you're going through right now, Morris. But I'm sure it's still a new scheme, so it's different than what they're used to. And it's a young quarterback, so he's learned 2 systems in 2 years. So I understand that with a quarterback playing. 2 different schemes in a couple of seasons. But I like Jalen, too. I think Jalen's a good quarterback. He had no time last night, man. I felt bad for him running for his life every play.
But Brian,
they didn't help him much run the football. They didn't try and run the ball at all, I don't feel like. The runs were him when he was running for his life, but I don't feel like they tried to help him run the football. But give credit to Dallas defense, I guess.
It's a curious T-shirt that your head coach, Nick Sirianni, was wearing leading up to the game, the 41-21 victory by the Dallas Cowboys that said beat Dallas. That obviously was not the result. And then afterwards, the Dallas Cowboys Twitter page showed an amendment to the T-shirt. We're going to pull that up on the screen right here. Nice little duct tape in the middle, beaten by Dallas. I just wanted to know what you thought about that. Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, I mean, look here. I mean, listen, if you dish it out, you have to be able to take it. That's cute. That's cute. I mean,
cute.
I guess sometimes people will be playing badminton. That's cute. That's cute. Okay. I get it. That's cute.
But
hey,
I thought there was a but. You're leaving it there. Okay.
The bottom line is you dish it out, you got to be able to take it. If Sirianni's going to wear that shirt, you have to take all the smoke that comes with that. Period. There's no hiding. There's no ducking.
Yep.
If you wear that shirt, be prepared when things don't go your way. Period.
All right, quickly, let's move on. Yes, gotta back it up. Let's move on to the next headline. Obviously, we have a few 0-3 teams in the NFL that include the Colts, the Jets, the Jaguars, the Lions, and the Giants, all 0-3. Brian, I'm curious, out of those teams, Indy, Jets, Jaguars, Lions, Giants, who are you most concerned about? Who should be panicking the most at this point?
I would say Indy. I thought they'd be better than that. You know, they had a tough schedule to start the season, but I didn't see them being 0-3. Their defense, you know, they got the best middle linebacker in football in Darius Leonard, so I figured they'd be better on defense than they have been early in the season. The other teams you kind of expected to be bad. Personally, I didn't think they'd be very good. So you got the Jets and the Jaguars. Giants, you know, they're in the NFC East, so they'll have a chance to win the division being in the NFC East. You know, they'll have a chance to compete. But I'm surprised about Indy. I think they should be really concerned about where they're at right now, especially with the players they have on that football team.
They don't have a quarterback.
Derek, what'd you say?
They don't have a quarterback.
He hasn't played well. Yeah, he hasn't played well.
No, I mean, Carson Wentz threw 12 interceptions. I mean, he threw the most interceptions in 12 games last year. That's not a quarterback. So I think that's a key component. But I tell you who looks the greatest out of those teams, the Lions. The Lions are just missing one key component. They don't have any playmakers, but they're keeping up with these teams. They kept up with the Ravens last game. So I think for the Lions, it's just coaching and finding a player that can make some plays. Because that running back is pretty good, but outside of that, they don't have no go-getters. And that you need a go-getter to compete in this league.
Morris, your thoughts about how the Carson Wentz experience has been going on in Indy? I'm sorry.
First of all, let me say, I think your question to Brian was like, who should be the most concerned? I'm probably going to say the Saints, because the Saints play an 0-3 Giants team coming up. You know what I'm saying? And so the Saints are going to have to be worried about the Giants putting it together,
Morris.
You know, for this week.
All right, let me.
And then, Brian, I just wanted to ask you really quickly about the Jets. If you're Robert Saleh right now, how are you feeling about having left the 49ers to head coach a team right now with Zach Wilson and being 0-3?
Well, I'm excited I got a new head coaching job, but I'm not happy about the way my team's playing. You know, you got a rookie quarterback, the number 2 pick in the draft. It's just tough. You know, the young kids have a hard time unless they come into a good situation. You know, a good team, and the Jets weren't good last year. You know, they had Darnold at quarterback, and they weren't that good last year. And they're not good this year. I just, it's tough. And the young kids, I say young kids, like the rookie quarterbacks, they have a hard time throwing the football to the right team. I feel like, you know, he's thrown 4 picks a couple weeks ago. They got shut out by Denver yesterday, or a couple days ago. It's tough. It's tough to score points in the NFL when you're a good quarterback. When you're throwing the ball to the wrong team, it's even harder. So they are playing hard. You know, as a head coach, that's the one thing you should take confidence in, is they're playing hard, but they're just not making any plays.
Right.
So let's move to the other headline real quick. We have the 3-0 Broncos, but their wins, guys, have come versus the Giants, Jets, and Jaguars. So, Derek, I'm just curious from you, how confident are you in Teddy Bridgewater, or how much are you taking into account this schedule, even though their next opponent is the Baltimore Ravens? So,
Well, we had Teddy Bridgewater on the Saints, and he went undefeated. So Teddy is a great quarterback, very poised. He can make some moves with his legs. And with the Broncos have a great defense. They've always been known for their defense. I think that was a key win for them in the Super Bowl a couple years back because of their defense. So, yes, they played some pretty bad teams. The Ravens have a great offense, but they're going to match up with their defense. But this game right here with the Ravens is all going to depend on Teddy Bridgewater. Come on, use your weapons, use your legs. Pick apart that zone, pick apart that man, and let's get this dub, man. Because I think he's finally healthy. He's finally coming to a place where he's welcome. Well, he was welcome with the Saints, but now the Saints didn't have the money to pay him. But now he's in a great situation where he can potentially lead this team to the Super Bowl or a late playoff run. So we'll see. I'm excited to see what Teddy Bridgewater does.
Well, guess who is pulling up into the crew crib? None other than Saints head coach Sean Payton, joining yours truly, Josina Anderson. Sean, thank you for coming on my show, The Crew.
Thank you, Josina, for having me on. It's good to be one of your early guests.
So how do you evaluate Jameis right now when you consider the fact that you guys are 2-1, you know, on one hand, but then on the other hand, the defense has been also just doing so well for the team, and Jameis hasn't had more than 22 passes or passed for more than 148 pass yards in a game, but we know that he's a deep ball threat, especially with that 55-yard passing score in week 1.
Yeah, look, it's a good question. I think overall offensively there are things that that we're working on that we have to improve on, and yet, you know, we do go into each game with the formula of how to win that game. And I thought Week 1 versus Green Bay, I thought we did a really good job at the line of scrimmage. We had balance. We ran the ball effectively. And I think, quite honestly, this past week in New England.
But still, what else would you, even at this point, though, he had that lucky touchdown that was kind of like a yes, yes, no score. What else specifically, though? I know. You want to talk about that? What was going through your mind at that time?
Well, look, fortunately, we got the flag on the play, and so it was going to be a play where, it could only be a positive result. I think most importantly is getting through the progressions, getting through what we're trying to do in the passing game, and then us as offensive coaches taking advantage of his arm strength, his ability to really see the field, down the field vertically. And I think that's something that after each game it weighs on your mind as a head coach, but also as someone that's involved with the offense is, how are we using our personnel? Are we using it the correct way with guys like Kamara and the tight end position group, the receiver position group? And then specifically, are we painting the right picture for the QB? Because all of those things are necessary for him to play well. And so we all look at that as a challenge each week. Man, he's been in here grinding. He works his tail off at it. And I'm glad we have him.
So I'm just curious and ask a couple questions before we have a surprise for you here real quickly. But I'm actually curious about your philosophy as a coach when you are having a relationship as you did with Drew Brees, and then now you have your new relationship with Jameis Winston, and then even some of your star players and what have you on the team. What is your philosophy with dealing with the players when it comes to things football-wise on the field and off the field, whether it's just communication, absence, dealing with their personal adversity or their football adversity? How do you prefer most to deal with them as men and as players when it can be sometimes, a tough time to have that conversation with them, whether it's Brees at the end of his career, Jameis, Taysom, not emerging at the top of the starting quarterback competition and things like that? How do you deal with those conversations?
I think I really believe this. And I think Bill Parcells was great at this. I think, direct and honest approaches always are cleaner. The minute you try to appear to be something other than forthright, I think you just, you muddy the water. And so I don't try to be someone else. In other words, I would say, normally speaking, I'm pretty upbeat and positive. And so, trying to look at the positive in each situation. But I think the communication daily with your players and having that direct approach, sometimes it's difficult and it's not what they want to hear. But I think in the end, it's what they would prefer to hear rather than anything other than that. It's a lot like a garden that you have to tend to daily, and if you're not careful,
it's delicate.
You got to pay attention to it, and it's worth it. And so it's a message we try to communicate as a staff, but also amongst our leaders on this team.
And then lastly, really quickly, I just want to know, how do you feel is the best way to manage the absence and the injury with Terron Armstead right now?
Terron, his time frame, I'm anxious to hear the reports today from our trainers. It's Tuesday. He's had a lot of work done, a lot of MRI and imaging. We're fortunate it wasn't more serious. And he's pretty resilient. He's pretty tough. So
will you consider looking outside of in-house next man up to? I
don't think so. I think our answers lie inside. I think they're internal. We feel like a good roster with depth. We've already had to, utilize that, and I'm sure we're going to have to going forward.
Well, I know someone who's very excited about getting your quote unquote dogs back, and that's Derek Augustine, who's one of our co-hosts here for The Crew. He is an actor that you see playing Muhammad Ali on The Godfather of Harlem on Epix. Derek Augustine joining us now. And by the way, Coach, he is a huge Saints fan, so this is a big treat for Derek. Don't ever say I haven't done nothing for you, boy. Look at you. Sean Payton right here for you.
Listen.
How you doing?
Good seeing you, Derek. We're huge fans here, and man, you put this all together. Just seeing it, just in like you're going to have a tough time going forward from this.
Oh my gosh, go ahead, Derek.
I'm a huge Saints fan. I'm from New Orleans originally, man, and what you've done with the Saints during your time here has been amazing, man. So I just want to give you my thanks and praises. Yeah, I'm going to give you your flowers while you're still here.
Yeah, I appreciate it. So if you were here, and I don't know if Josina would appreciate this, but when someone's from New Orleans, they ask you what high school you went to. It's funny. So I don't know if you went to high school here or if you were just originally born here.
No, I'm born and raised in New Orleans. I went to Parkview, Osborne, and of course Hurricane Street and Head. And I was going to go to St. Aug, just like all the men in my family. But I got a quick question for you, man. We've been winning. I say we because, like I said, I'm a New Orleans fan.
Yeah,
we've
absolutely.
been winning without some key offensive players, especially at receivers. How excited are you in a few weeks when we do get back our key components as far as Traquan Smith, Michael Thomas? How more explosive will our offense be?
Yeah, I think the message that we've been talking about during this stretch in Dallas has been, hey, hanging in, fighting. We're going to get a lot of these key players back, not just on offense too. When we get David Onyemata back, I mean, he's terrific defensive tackle. Davenport's coming back. Quan Alexander's coming back, and I think offensively, you just can't replace a guy like Mike Thomas, and we understand that. In the meantime, now it's some of these other guys stepping up. Kenny Stills came back to us. He's been it's been a minute here, but he's given us some good juice and some good snaps last week. Deontay the same way, and so you're. I don't want to use the term holding the fort, but man. Each week when you have that meeting at the beginning of the week and you talk to the trainers and you get the projection and they give you, hey, this is when we're on schedule for Mike. This is when we see Traquan. This is when we see. Those are encouraging moments because they're coming up pretty soon.
Derek, give Coach one more question real quick before he goes, so he can get back out to being the top head coach.
The best offensive coach. Thank you. One more question for you, Sean. We've suffered some devastating losses in the playoffs, man, some heartbreaks. But you always seem to reamp this team and give them some courage, and they always are excited to play for you year after year. How do you keep that motivation alive, man, and you keep this core team of players together here?
And we talked about it at the start of the season. I asked that question to the group, like, why is this team special? What makes us unique? And Kamara was pretty blunt. He said, because, we're the shit. I mean, that's what he said. And so there's an expectation of a lot of these guys who've had success in college and then had success in the NFL. And, we always use that word confidence, but where does it really comes from? Demonstrated ability. Like, we can believe. We can say we're going to do something. We can say we want to do something, but deep down in our gut, it comes from demonstrated ability. It comes from moments. And every year we see young players have a moment. Therein lies a little bit of that grit that we look for, toughness and resolve that I think is going to serve them and all of us well, even when we're done playing football.
I just wanted to say that I appreciate you, and you know what it feels like to go through ups and downs, and I thank you. I thank you for being there. Absolutely.
I thank the both of you for having me on, especially
Thank you, man.
with a diehard Houdat here. It would have been a lot harder if he said, if this was like someone from Atlanta,
Nah, man. Don't even mention Atlanta in this chat, man.
Listen, she got it all squared away. She got it all aligned. And good luck with this show. We'll be watching. And thank you for having me on.
All right, so time now for the Crew Huddle, where we are going to talk about wide receiver Josh Gordon, who you guys know had that indefinite ban from the NFL in 2019. He was conditionally reinstated in January, and that was rescinded. However, recently the NFLPA did recommend that he be allowed to come back into the league after successfully completing his program. And just a few days ago, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell approved his reinstatement, and the reports are that he will be joining the practice squad of the Kansas City Chiefs. So I just want to have a little bit of a deeper discussion on this, guys. We know that Josh Gordon has had his struggles on and off the field. He has tried multiple times to come back to the league. In your opinion, Brian, what is your thoughts on the league having to balance being sensitive to recovery issues and all those other things when it comes to a player like this, but at the same time, being around the routine and the guys and the things that kind of help a player get through the adversity?
Yeah, number one, I'm happy for Josh. I think it's great that he gets another opportunity. He's a great player. He's a great talent. From what I've heard about guys that have been around him, good teammate as well. So that's important to me as a player. I'm glad he got another opportunity. I think he's at Andy Reid. If anyone can get him the football and get him to be successful on the field, not that he's had any issues, it's Andy Reid. He'll find a way to give him the football. But I don't think there's ever too many chances for these guys. People grow up differently in different backgrounds, different scenarios. They go through different things personally. You don't know what they're going through at home. You don't know what's going through in their personal life. So I think it's great he has another chance. Hopefully he gets it figured out this time. He can stay in the league because he is talented. He's fun to watch. As a fan, I like watching him play. I'm glad I'm not playing against him anymore. But I definitely enjoy watching that guy on the football field. So I hope he stays out there and I hope he has a lot of success.
And Morris, I mean, you've had some opportunities to see Josh Gordon when he was with the Cleveland Browns, one of your favorite teams that you like to talk about a lot. I'm just curious. I mean, this is a guy who in 2013 had 1,646 receiving yards. How much do you anticipate him being able to just get to somewhat of that form?
Listen, I hope that he's able to get to, even if he gets to 80%. I mean, he's an unbelievable player. I did enjoy watching him play when he played for Cleveland. And let me just say this. See, I think the thing about it, particularly with athletes, people in the public eye, none of us are, we're all flawed in certain ways. Nobody is perfect. So just because people think, well, they make a lot of money, there's a lot of, we're on TV every week. There are people who go through these types of things who are, either fortunate or unfortunate, however they may consider it, not to be, scrutinized every second of the day because they're playing for our favorite football team or our favorite basketball team, or they were in our favorite movie, or they're on our favorite television show, whatever that may be. So, nobody's perfect. I'm glad he's getting another shot. Like I said, I was a huge fan. He's definitely a beast. And like Brian said, if anybody can do it, Andy Reid can do it. And if Andy does it, hey, you better watch out for those. And you already have to watch out for the Chiefs. I know they stumbled a little bit now because I think they could be kind of relying on their ability just to kind of like turn it on whenever they need to and come back. They do that a lot in Kansas City. They get behind, they just come back whenever they want to. So maybe they have to, tighten the screws of that a little bit. But when you have him, Kelsey, and Cheetah,
yes, sir,
you better watch out if he's 50% of what he was.
So, Derek, is this an embarrassment of riches for the Chiefs? I mean, I know they've been looking for an every down wide receiver since Sammy Watkins left. But, man, it just seems like this is when you consider all of the options that they had, it just seems like they are overflowing the well.
Yeah, I mean, but what other options do you have right now as far as receivers available? And like Morris said, if he does get right, if he's 50% of what he was, I mean, that's a key component because they have other options. But this is the thing, man. If you become more than 50%, if you become 80 or 90%, and you become a reliable target for that quarterback, man, you can't mess up again because if you get deep in the playoffs and he's relying on you and you're not there, that takes away from your scheme. But I'll say this too. Josh Gordon, come to the Saints, man. You know what, Michael Thomas, we can use you right now, man. You know what?
You're a little late.
Pick the wrong
Just saying. You're a little late.
You know what? I mean, but Sean Payton could coach that out of him too, just like Reed. So I feel as though he has options of to where he wants to go, but a team has to take on that responsibility and that chance, because that's what you're getting when you're giving him a chance. Because it seems like every year it's another situation with him, unfortunately.
Brian, lastly, Brian, do you feel like, or what are your thoughts in terms of how the league is handling just whether it be mental health or sensitivity to substance issues? How has that evolved now with the way that they are handling it, just with the example of Josh Gordon compared to in your era?
I think in the mental health department, they've gotten a lot better and more aware of what guys are going through. I think it's been brought to the forefront, recently, the last couple of years. When I played, mental health, they didn't really talk about it until Brandon Marshall came out and started speaking about it publicly. No one really talked about it. And I played with Brandon 1 year in Chicago, who was a great teammate, good guy. I enjoyed playing with him. But I think after I retired that year is when people started talking about it publicly, and the NFL tried to, do something about it and get some guys some help, people to talk to. The substance of abuse, I don't know what the marijuana situation is now with the NFL, but why they even test for it? Who cares? It's legal in some states. It's legal in other ones. Who cares? As long as it's not, the performance-enhancing drugs, I get it. I totally get that. Those should be tested for. But the weed, who cares, man? If it's legal in your state or if it's legal, whatever, let it go. It's not helping them play any better. So let them do their thing. But there are other substances they test for, which I think they should. But the mental health is a big deal. They've done a good job, I think, bringing that to the forefront and kind of helping these guys out with some avenues to get better.
Well, they did update the substance of abuse policy to where, I don't know if it was in 2006 what the exact year was, but the point of the matter is that now you have to have more instances of positive tests to incur an even more devastating punishment. So there is more leniency there. But I also think the fact that, as you mentioned, which is obvious, that the legality not being uniform across all of the states and things like that just make it, an added complication as well. But I hear you on that as far as, there are some players out there who have been trying to talk about, also the benefits of cannabis and other things like that as well. Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Well, that was a good crew huddle on Josh Gordon. Up next, we're going to go to the crew carpet where we take a look at what players are wearing leading up into their big games and Sundays and Mondays. And I know you guys are going to have a few comments, especially on what Jalen Ramsey had to wear. All right, so time now for the crew carpet where we bring all of the players down to the altar, so to speak, and bring them before our commentary with their wardrobe choices leading into their games on Sunday and Monday. And our first candidate, why don't we just start with Morris's quarterback, Jalen Hurts, this outfit right here.
That's right.
What do you have to say about that?
Dope. Listen in. The one thing I love about these players wearing these outfits, it's another form of expression. I don't see any Philly green on there, but the outfit is clean. The red brim hat, getting off the jet. I like the look.
Okay, Brian, would you wear something like this? Was this even allowed back in your day?
Yeah, you could wear that to a home game under Coach Smith, but you couldn't wear it on road games. So it was a suit and tie for us on road games. But I wouldn't wear it, but it looks great on him. I like the picture; it looks really good. But I couldn't pull that off.
Derek Augustine, is this a 2 thumbs up or a 2 thumbs down?
Man, this is not really my swag. I'll take the bag though. The bag swaggy.
Swag.
The hat, the shirt. I'm an all black guy. Give me some gold chain, Cuban links with an AP on. That's my swag. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's your swag. Oh, okay. Well,
that's
let's go
swag,
ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead to OBJ swag right now. He's got the mixed texture textiles going on with the top and the bottom. His top right here. Letting you know that he enjoys his off time away from the field. I'll just put it that way. Any comments about this, Morris? You sound like you got something to say.
Listen, I'm a huge OBJ fan. I've seen some of his other outfits in the past. I'm not really sure about this one. I'm not really sure too much exactly what it's saying. And look, and I have to say this. Sometimes these outfits are way ahead of me. You know what I'm saying? It's I'm not the cat that you go to for fashion. So I'm sure if OBJ is wearing it, it's probably something that's hot right now.
Okay. Brian, is this a jacket that you would have on?
Yeah, no, I probably wouldn't wear that one either. But it looks good. Just like Jay, it looks good, man. I mean, OBJ can pull that stuff off. I personally cannot. But maybe he's ahead of me too, Morris. I'm definitely not the fashion guy either, but he looks good.
All right, and Derek, your thoughts?
Man, I would rock this, man.
Oh.
Look, I would rock this, showing up to my grandmother's crib. She's gonna be like, "Boy, you don't take that jacket off." But I'm gonna be like, "Grandma, I'm a playboy. You know I gotta do what I gotta do. You heard me?" But he got the jeans on. He got the baggy cargos on. This is a fresh little look, you know. Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
I will say I like how it's hanging off of him, so the hang is right. I like how he's got the shirt underneath, you know, with the brown coordinating with that, the shoes, you know, and then it's just a different flair with the, you know, the print of the top, and then bringing it together with a little bling on the headphones. So I feel the swag of it too. Mm-hmm.
What's also interesting though is because kind of like now a lot of the looks are more like, you know, fitted, and so maybe this is something that's coming back, like you say, the way it's hanging.
Yeah, this oversized is in oversized tees, oversized jacket. Yeah, but no, Morris, he's from New Orleans, so you wouldn't get it. You wouldn't get that swag. You wouldn't get that swag.
Actually, I would because you know sometimes cats eat too many beignets, and you know they got a little extra pounds of lbs around. So I would wear oversized in New Orleans myself.
I feel you.
Okay,
little gumbo, little beignets.
Oh, little gumbo, little beignets. Well, let's talk about a oversized color thing going on here with Dak Prescott bringing up the seafoam suit, 3-piece suit. Brian, is this your color?
I look good. I love it. It's great.
You do?
Dak just got paid. He finally got paid. You know,
okay.
Showed off a little bit. It's a home game, but still, man, I think he looks smooth. I like it.
Oh, you would wear this, Brian?
Perfect. No, I wouldn't wear it because the color's not my favorite color on me.
I see.
But it looks great on him.
Okay. All right, Derek, your thoughts?
Man, look, if that thing was black, well fitted, I'm showing up with a baddie to the red carpet in that suit with some nice shoes. But that color is not really my swag, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give it a pass. But Dak, you know what? I respect you though, brother.
Okay. And Morris?
Listen, you know what this look is to me?
What is it?
Do you know what I just signed for a look? Because it's like, it's one of those things like, yo, you see what Dak is wearing? And he said, do you know what I just signed for?
Okay.
You know that's the look. I can wear what I want, when I want, and how I want because I just got inked up this huge bag.
All right, so I think these last two that we're going to talk about are a great contrast. Let's talk about Seahawks wide receiver Tyler Lockett in comparison to the audaciousness of the other outfits. Did you even know that this was Tyler before I told you it was Tyler?
Nah, I did not know. I thought it was a random Joe picking up a cup of coffee. He got the nice shirt though, always black, never sorry. I appreciate it. I'll rock that shirt. But you know what? He in his own little. He you know what? He's just not too flashy. Just like, hey man, I'm here to play some ball, and that's the only thing that matters.
But can I say, though, with the comment on the T-shirt, everything is understated, and we love Tyler, first of all, because he's a humongous beast on the field. I'm sure he obviously deserved to get the bag that he got in terms of the contract with the Seahawks. But even though the outfit is understated, that message is bold as I don't know what. So I know some of y'all might not be able to see it, but it says, always black, never sorry. Urlacher, is this too underdone for you or what?
It's something I would wear for sure. It's a home game. So, you know, they played on the road. So I don't know why. Maybe they caught him outside the hotel or something going to dinner. But I like the outfit. That's something I would wear for sure. He looks comfortable. Like the hat. He's hanging out. He looks happy. I like it.
Okay, Morris.
Yeah, you know what? This is a look that you know, hey, I might wear a T-shirt. Maybe not this particular one in jeans, but this is a look to say I'm gonna let my play do the talking. That's what I feel. I'm not sure how good of a game he had, but this is a look that's like, look, I'm coming here, and hey, this is my mood, this is me, and I'm gonna let my play do the talking for me. You know, a lot of times we all have different reasons why we wear what we wear and what we're trying to say. So, and we know the message that's on his shirt. So, because if he had different shoes, different pants, and all this other hat and everything, we wouldn't even know what the message said on the shirt. But now we know.
I see. I see. What were you about to say, Derek? You about to say something?
No, I was just seconding that.
Oh, okay. Well, you on the cosign. So speaking of the complete opposite, of letting your play doing the talking, even though Jalen Ramsey does do a lot of talking with his play. But guess what also was doing a lot of talking? This outfit right here, Brian, when you seen the car matching the outfit, matching the, I don't know if this is the band from Morehouse. I don't know what's going on, but what'd you see right here?
Money. That's what I see.
Oh.
I want to see him take a different car, a different outfit to every home game there so he can match them up. I mean, it's pretty bold, you know, but when you're Jalen Ramsey, play like he does, I think you can wear whatever you want to the game, because that dude is a bad man.
Derek?
Hey, man, this dude is the second best cornerback besides Marshawn Lattimore. It's number one in the league.
The Saints have the best at every position.
Hey, man, you got the best of everything, man. Come on, man.
How is anybody ever going to beat them?
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't know. Good luck.
I just want to call Jalen Ramsey right now while you keep going with your commentary. Go ahead, keep going.
My boy looks like a drum major, and guess what? He pulling up to the show, and that show is a bag of money. So I ain't mad at him, dog. And he got the nice pimped out whip. Let's go for it, man. I wouldn't wear it, but hey, hats off to him, my dog.
And Morris?
You know, this look tells me, I respect the look. I'm not afraid of the moment. It's like I'm here. He's going up right before he's about to go up against Tom Brady, right? And that vaunted receiving core for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This look is like, yo, I'm right here. Y'all see me right here. Let's go. You know, so I like that look. It's a very bold, we in here look. And we not backing down, we in here. So I like that look. I'm not trying to hide. I'm not trying to be all discreet. I'm not putting hats down. I'm not wearing all black and try to blend into the background.
Oh, wow. Did he touch your all black? Oh, wait a minute. Is that a call? Is that a call coming in? I don't know. Let me just check that. Is that, that wouldn't be Jalen Ramsey? Oh, no, I'm just kidding, guys. I just used one phone to call. I just wanted to get you a little scared, right?
Oh, no, I'm ready. I like it. I like it.
Huh? What'd you say?
I'm saying the look is I'm here. You know, he got the car and the outfit.
Okay.
Hey, team pride. I don't think he wore that stuff in Jacksonville.
Hey, real quick, guys, real quick. I just wanted to say, look, we got a huge matchup this week. Belichick, okay, Tom Brady. I just want to get y'all's thoughts on that. We would typically at this time talk about Thursday night, but that's Cincy Jaguars. I figure I just, you know, hey, that game might end up being good, but there's a really sexy one on the balance right now. Huh? Yeah, so go ahead, Brian.
Good.
Yes.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Yes. No. Hey, if y'all want to jump in with your takes on third, we could do that. But I
like the bigger game.
There you go. Go ahead.
I like the big games though.
Tampa Bay's going to crush them. TB12 going back to New England. I think he's going to try and show off a little bit. You know, not that they let him go, but you know, just maybe a little bad blood between him and Belichick. I'm not sure, but I'm excited to see this return for TB12 up to New England.
I mean, when he won the Super Bowl last year, I think that was a shot in the face. It was like, you guys can't do this without me. And I'm coming back to your team, and I'm gonna whack that ass when I come back. So that's what's gonna happen. Mac Jones, you're one hell of a quarterback, man. But unfortunately, you just need some more time to develop, and that's okay. But now you're gonna get shut out by Tom Brady, and it's gonna happen. In a miraculous way. I'm sorry. It's going to be ugly.
Yeah, that's okay. That's all right. Morris, you up? Go ahead.
Listen, I'm a big fan of Mac Jones. I mean, I like what I've seen thus far. I mean, he makes quick decisions. He gets the ball out. But it's just a little too early for Mac. I mean, this is just not a fair fight. You know, it's not a fair fight right now. You know, you have a heavyweight going up against, you know, a lightweight. And, but, hey, all the best to Tom, all the best to the Patriots. I'm still going to watch the game. And I think Tampa Bay is definitely gonna win that game.
Tampa Bay got one hell of a defense, man. Those linebackers are amazing.
But you know what? They got injuries right now. They got some injuries.
Yeah, so they may not. Right, they have injuries right now.
Yeah, so who knows what's going to happen?
Exactly.
Who knows? Exactly. You're right about that.
They may as well not.
They got their coaches, though, right? They have their coaches.
We'll find out. It's not Sunday yet.
We're talking about coaches.
We don't know. We got to get the coach injury report.
Oh, okay. So so the next show coming up, that by the way will feature Josh Norman, at least on Tuesdays. That's when we're going to see him. But some of us should wear the Beat by Dallas T-shirt, and some of us we talking about coaches T-shirt. Should we just put that up on our website?
Wow. Again,
we talking about coaches. We can sell merch, you know, merch.
What's that now?
We can sell merch. I'm just saying.
Man.
It's one game. Does it look good? No, but there was a time last year when it didn't look good
there was
for
a
the Tampa Bay
time.
Buccaneers. Now I'm not saying we're going to the Super Bowl. Don't get it twisted.
Yes.
But I will say this. I don't think we're as bad as we looked, but unfortunately, I think Dallas may be as good as they look. And I hate to say that. They look good. They look good.
Well, you know, in life, sometimes it's hard to cough up, you know, the reality that you have to deal with. But you did a good job there. And on that note, I want to say, hope you get better, Josh Norman. We miss you. We will see you on our next show. He'll be here on Tuesdays. And that'll do it for myself, Brian Urlacher, Morris Chestnut, Derek Augustine on the inaugural episode of The Crew. I appreciate having y'all. And we will see y'all live on Sunday, guys.